Welcome back to News Geelong as we turn to the world of Geelong sport and our very own man of pulsating sports, Tim Michell.
Thanks, Graham. Starting with cricket tonight, and St Joseph's Cricket Club captain coach David Morgan says the Joeys are well equipped to challenge for this year's GCA Premiership. While the Joeys were knocked out in a disappointing semi-final loss last season, Morgan said last year's result was playing no role in motivating his side as they near another finals campaign.
After last year's heartbreaking loss in the GCA finals, St Joseph's are currently on top of the ladder with only a few weeks remaining. I caught up with coach David Morgan. Finals are only a few weeks away. Is last year's heartbreaking semi-final loss spurring the boys on?
Nah, not really. Nah, we can't help what happened last year. A few new boys and all that sort of stuff this year. So I think just winning games of cricket and obviously trying to play well in the finals and make the finals is what spurs you on. You can't control what happened last year. And yeah, it's not even a thought in our mind, really.
Do you think you're in a better position this year? And what's different this time round?
We're in a pretty similar position, actually, because I think we're sitting on top about this time last year. Difference is a few of our younger blokes have probably got a little bit more experience. Even our older blokes that hadn't previously played GCA cricket probably have a bit more experience.
From St Joseph's Cricket Club, I'm Nathan Currie.
The name Sir Jack Brabham is synonymous with Grand Prix racing, with Brabham still boasting the honour of being the first racer to be knighted for his services to motorsport. News Geelong's Brett Swanson had the opportunity to catch up with the racing legend at the Avalon Speedway last Saturday night.
Well, Sir Jack, welcome to Avalon Raceway.
Thank you. Yeah, very pleasure to be here.
This place wouldn't have even been built when you were racing that midget.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed my first 7 years of speedway racing, mainly in Sydney. I raced down here a few times at Tracy Speedway. And I don't know how many people down here now would remember Tracy Speedway, but yeah, that was back in 1949.
Football season is quickly approaching around Geelong, with the beginning of the Geelong and District Football League season just over 1 month away. Lowther caught up with the coach of the league's reigning premiers, East Geelong's Adam Scrobelack, to gauge the Eagles' back-to-back prospects.
Reigning GDFL premiers East Geelong have been working hard to improve their team over the pre-season. After a brilliant second half of the season, East Geelong will be looking to repeat their 15-game winning streak. We spoke to Adam Scrobelack about his team's pre-season. What players have moved on from your premiership side this season?
Dean McGuinness has moved on. He's gone back to Lake Bolac. A few players also weighing up their situation, like Pat Hoey's thinking about retiring, but we've still got hopes of him coming back. Chris Hylett, last year's assistant coach, has gone as a co-coach up the bush. Luke Cormack is a twos coach at Torquay, but apart from that, we've kept pretty much everyone.
Can you tell us about some of the new players that you've recruited over the summer?
Yeah, Chris Hickey is probably one of the main ones. He's training at Collingwood at the moment in the VFL squad, so we actually hope he makes it down there, and then when he doesn't get a game, he'll come back and play with us. He's also bringing a couple of brothers down, which look like pretty handy players. Also picked up Kyle Robinson from Kerrang, who's very sharp out in the wing as well.
Can you tell us about how the team's been training thus far?
Yeah, pretty good. It's a little bit tough out here with the ground situation. We're training away from our home ground, but pretty good. We've concentrated heavily on ball skills and ball movement, so hopefully we can take that into the season.
East Geelong begin their premiership defence against Anarchy on April the 10th, 2010. I'm Callum Lowther, reporting for News Geelong.
And finally in sport this week, we venture back out to the Avalon Speedway, where the Australian Speed Car Championships were held over the weekend. Brett Swanson caught up with the winner of the prestigious event, Nathan Smee, to discuss his victory in the race.
The 2010 Australian Speed Car Championship. Davey Ray and McGallen, little bump of the wheels on the main straight. Oh, McKay almost around, and we got one upside down. Brock Dean and
2010 Australian Midget Champion, mate. How good does that feel?
I suppose it really hasn't sunk in at the moment. You know what I mean? We've sort of been trying, for a few years and never had much luck with Australian titles. And last night didn't really start that way. We dropped 2 heats and then win the next one. And we had to come through the B, only just make it through there and start at the back of the feature. So, it's pretty good.
Anything can happen. It just shows you never give up, because you never know what's around the corner.
That's right. Just never give up. And the Mark Cooper, the person I drive for, he just said we've got nothing to lose. Just go out there. We set to really run the top. Because thought everyone was at the bottom, but everyone moved up and we just played it safe down the bottom. And I just I didn't use too much throttle and just not use too much tyre, and when I was coming through, you know, a couple of stoppages, I was pulling up and looking at other people's tyres and seeing what theirs are like. But I mean, we still had a few laps left in ours.
New South Wales 7.
And that stumps for sport this week, Graham.
That's Councillor John Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Tim, and isn't it wonderful to see Sir Jack Brabham down here at our own Avalon Speedway. And now the weather world, with its ups and downs, sparkling Larni Salathiel.
Thank you, Graham. Well, we've got a couple of warm days ahead for this week with a chance of some showers as well. So let's take a look at the forecast. Tomorrow, local early morning fog, otherwise a sunny day with a top of 26. Friday, mostly sunny with a maximum of 31. For the weekend, Saturday becoming cloudy with some isolated showers and the chance of thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening with a top of 31. Sunday, cloudy, areas of rain and the chance of thunderstorms also with a top of 24. And for next week, Monday, partly cloudy with some isolated showers during the morning, a top of 24 again, and Tuesday, partly cloudy with a top of 26. And today we had a mostly sunny day with a top of 22. So it's not looking like a bad week ahead, Graham.
Thank you, Larni, always happy and smiling as she brings us our weather from Geelong. To take us out tonight, a little gem that came our way with the City of Greater Geelong Mayor, Councillor John Michell, and his puppy dogs, doing their best for a new walk time initiative, showing us maps where it is needed to have your dogs on or off leash, as Meryl Friend reports.
Councillor John Michell is out walking his dog. Good morning, Councillor. How are you?
Meryl, how are you?
Very well. You've got your two pooches out here. Now, is this an area where you have to have them on a lead?
No, we can actually leave them off the lead here if, as long as they're under voice command. One would be under voice command, one wouldn't be. So I'm happy to have them on the lead.
All right, so on Saturday there is a launch, Saturday morning at 7 a.m, of the brand new walk time book.
That's it, I've got it in my pocket actually, as a matter of fact, if I can find it here. Because we're all a little confused at different times, aren't we? And we've got this map here that just tells us where we can be on leash and off leash, and different times of the year it changes. So it's a good initiative. It can be carried in your pocket. As I say, I had it in my pocket there just before.
So, Councillor, can people come along to the breakfast on Saturday morning?
They certainly can. 7 a.m. start down here on the Common. Bring your dogs along, have a sausage, go for a little bit of a walk, pick up one of these very, very handy booklets, walk time booklets, and you'll be well informed and you'll never get lost.
And if they're not able to come to the breakfast, where else can they get the booklets?
The booklets can be got from any of our information centres. So there's a number of places around Geelong, or the greater city of Geelong and the region, that you'll be able to pick up these booklets. And if you don't know where to go, there's definitely at City Hall, so you can call in there and get one.
All right, well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your walk.
I certainly will. The dogs will enjoy it a little more than I will, though.
I'm Meryl Friend for News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Great to see the Mayor of the City of Greater Geelong, Councillor John Mitchell, enjoying his recreation and out getting some exercise as well. Thanks for being with us. Remember, take your time and smell the flowers. From the team at News Geelong, a very good night.